Hi everybody, Brian here, back with what I got over the past few weeks. We'll start with the McDonald's had some Happy Meal toys this month for Mario Kart 8. And since I'm a huge Mario Kart 8 fan, I decided to start to pick them up. I need one more to complete the set. We'll start off with Mario here. They're pretty good, well detailed, and they actually roll too, so that's kind of nice. Have Luigi. There we go. Toad. DK, Donkey Kong. Yoshi. And Bowser. And the thing about Bowser, my Bowser, I think they didn't, whoever did it in China did not paint his eyes very well, because if you look at them, if this will focus, let's see if I can get it to focus here. Well, anyway, his eyes are painted too high up, so they didn't really, if you can really see that, he looks kind of weird. But that's the Mario Kart 8 toys. I still need to get Princess Peach, and they have a visor too. So I'll probably pick those up next week, because they're running through July. Also picked up a Figure Arts toy. This is the Super Mario Brothers set. This is an articulated Mario. Also comes with a power-up mushroom, a coin, and a block. And there's two other sets, one with a pipe, one with a Goomba, and you could create like a diorama with them. So it's kind of cool. And it is a Japanese figure. You can see it's in Japanese. Bandai Figure Art figures, they have them for Link and all kinds of Nintendo characters. These were just released. I missed the last issue of Retro Gamer, so I picked up, this is issue number 129. They're getting harder to find at Barnes & Noble. I don't know if they're stopping, if they had the last issue or not. 128 I'm missing. But this one has some of the hardest games of all time. You see right up here. And I just love Retro Gamer, so happy to have that. It's kind of sad I missed out on issue 128. Okay, we'll start with some PSP games. I don't have a PSP yet, but I've been getting some cheap games for them, because I keep seeing them. I never played Lunar Silver Star Story or Eternal Blue. This is the remake of Silver Star Story, Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins. Mega Man Maverick Hunter X. This is a remake of the classic SNES classic Mega Man X. And Medieval Resurrection. I didn't know there was a Medieval on the PSP. I knew nothing about it, so I decided to just pick it up. I do have the first Medieval on the PlayStation. Sticking with the Sony machines, Sony PlayStations, I got 2 PlayStation 2 games. This brings my count up to about 20-some PlayStation 2 games. I don't have a lot, but I kind of try to pick up good quality titles for the PlayStation 2. Picked up Mark of Cree. And the funny thing is, I used to work at a game store, and we have a sticker here. And the game store I worked at moved. And when I used to file games away, and we had to initial it, so if it was misfiled, they knew who misfiled it, and they could have a talk with us or whatever. So I found it at the store, and it had my initial on it and my manager's initial on it. So it was funny. I bought this exact copy I filed back in 2011, 2012, and I always wanted this game, Mark of Cree. I've heard it's pretty good. So happy to have that picked up for cheap. Speaking of Ultimate Ghosts and Goblins, I picked up in the same universe, Maximo Ghosts to Glory. There's also a sequel, Maximo and the Armies of Zen. Picked up also, I have it on the GameCube, but I picked up for the Wii, Rampage Total Destruction. I love Rampage on the NES, and Total Destruction on the GameCube was great. And this is just basically the same game with the Wii remote. You can punch with the Wii remote now. Takes care of my disc-based games I got. Going on over to the portable side, I picked up quite a bit of portable games. Yoshi Touch and Go. I thought this was going to be like an adventure like Yoshi's Island with the touch screen, but it's a whole bunch of mini games where you have to guide Mario using clouds. You draw clouds or circles for balloons and stuff. I played a little bit of it and I just couldn't get into it. Hopefully it picks up. I was really disappointed there wasn't an adventure mode to it though, but that's okay. Glad to have it. I'm a big Yoshi fan. I love the WarioWare games, and I was fortunate enough to get WarioWare Twisted in the box. It has this cool holographic cover right here, you see. And basically, if you've ever played a Wario game, you know they're mini bite-sized games, a few seconds long. You beat and go on to the next one. This one has a built-in gyro sensor that you tilt your Game Boy to complete the games. And it gets faster and faster and faster. Each game gets faster. You got less time to do it. Very fun game. Lots of games. There's characters in here that like 9-Volt and Mona and different characters in the WarioWare universe. I'm very happy to have this complete. More Game Boy stuff. Picked up 2 Game Boy Color games. Toki Tori, Game Boy Color classic puzzle game. Also, Toki Tori 2 is on the eShop. I haven't played that yet. And a Simpsons game for cheap. I always pick up Simpson games, even though I never really liked any of them except the arcade game I used to rent. Bart vs. the Space Mutants, and I didn't know what to do on that game. But this is Simpsons Night of the Living Treehouse of Horror. Some Game Boy games here. We got 2 Game Boy games here with a Super Game Boy capabilities, which means you can have custom borders and stuff that built into the game. Bonk's Revenge. This is actually the re-release. The first one was published by Hudson. This one was published by Electrobrain. So it's actually the re-release of that game. It's a completely different game from Bonk's Revenge on the TurboGrafx 16 from what I understand. I played some of it. Fun platformer. Castlevania Legends. This completes my Game Boy trilogy of the Castlevania games. There's Castlevania Adventure, Castlevania Belmont's Revenge, and Castlevania Legends. This one's the very first, the origin stories of the Castlevania. The very first vampire hunter to fight Dracula was Sonia Belmont. And the creator of Castlevania, or one of the main people of Castlevania, actually took this out of the canon and made it so this wasn't part of the Castlevania lore anymore, which is kind of weird. It's a fun game. The Game Boy Castlevania games, you move kind of slow. I still enjoy them, though. Speaking of, I've been on a Castlevania kick lately. I picked up this gem of a game, Kid Dracula. It's like a Castlevania game, but you play as a little mini chibi Dracula, Count Dracula. You shoot fireballs. Very fun game. If you ever see this, pick it up. It's definitely worth it. Ninja Gaiden Shadow. Sorry, I always say Gaiden. The correct pronunciation is Gaiden, so I hate that after hearing that the correct pronunciation is Gaiden, I always say that, because I always used to say Gaiden as a kid. So I'm going to keep saying Gaiden if I can remember. This is basically, if you've ever played the NES game Ninja Crusaders by Namco, Tecmo actually got the rights to that game for the Game Boy, replaced the characters, tweaked some things, and added Ryu and called it a Ninja Gaiden game. So yeah, it's fun. Classic puzzle game, Bubble Ghost, where you push like this bubble to the exit of a screen. Game Gear, some games I didn't have. I had Streets of Rage 2, so now we have Streets of Rage, the original, because I don't have it on Master System or Genesis, so I played this a little bit. Fun game. I would love to get the Master System or Genesis version, but happy to have it on the good old Game Gear. Sonic the Hedgehog Triple Trouble. This is considered one of the better Sonic games on the Game Gear. There's also Tails Adventure, which I want to get. Has some adventure elements to it. And that is all my portable games I picked up. Genesis. Speaking, we were talking about, or I was showing off the Game Gear games I got. We'll start with some Genesis games. Happy to finally have a copy of Gunstar Heroes. I put this in just to test it a little bit after I cleaned it, and I ended up playing for like 2 hours. It's fun, just a fun game. If I would have known about this game, or my friend would have had this game as a kid, we would have had a blast playing it. I didn't know much about it. You can pick either a person who you can run and you can shoot while you run, or you can shoot in all directions and not move while you shoot. There's, I think, 4 different types of weapons, like a flame shot, a homing shot, a lightning kind of shot, laser kind of shot, and a normal machine gun shot. You can switch between them at any time. Enemies are constantly thrown at you. There's like a gravity mechanic in the second stage. It's kind of cool. Just a great game, and I'm looking forward to actually playing this. Maybe I'll Twitch stream it to completion or something like that. So happy to finally have Gunstar Heroes, a Genesis game I've been wanting for a long time. And a port, the only port we got on the consoles that I know of the classic beat 'em up Captain America and the Avengers in the arcade by Data East. Here it is, Captain America and the Avengers. You can play as Hawkeye, Iron Man, Captain America, and Vision. Obviously, it's ported, and the sprites are a lot smaller. The only thing I don't like about this game is every time you get hit, you fly back, and it can get kind of annoying. But other than that, it's a great, fun game. Played about 2 stages of it. Super Nintendo games. Always loved the old Super Nintendo. I have the Genesis copy, now I have the Super Nintendo copy of Bob. He is in like an alien robot. Very like Contra running gun kind of game. It's very fun. So yeah, if you ever see it, pick it up. It's really cheap too. I love Disney games on the SNES, mostly by Capcom. Nintendo ones by Capcom, but Sony ImageSoft did one, and it's the graphical style and everything. You kind of go through the old Mickey cartoon, like Steamboat Willie's the first level where it's black and white. Really cool graphical style. This is Mickey Mania, The Timeless Adventures of Mickey Mouse. It's also on Genesis. The graphics on this are beautiful pixel art, fun gameplay, just a fun platformer. And this is a surprisingly fun platformer too. The graphics are outstanding in this. Some of the very good pixel art. This is The Adventures of Yogi Bear. If you ever see it, pick it up. It's easy, it's fun to play. The music's kind of decent, the graphics are great, and if you like Yogi Bear or not, it's a fun game. Platformers were a dime a dozen during this era of the 16-bit consoles, but this is a good one. And finally, the NES. Yes, the NES. Hopefully, I can get up to around 500 games this year for my NES collection. I'm about 450 some now, minus about 20 or so unlicensed. So I got about 60 or so to go. So here we go. We'll start with Ferrari Grand Prix Challenge. Played a little bit of it. It's okay. That's all I can say about it. I didn't play enough of it. I'll pick up any NES game. One I've been looking for a while. I never played it. Konami Silver Box game, Laser Invasion. I played some of it. It was pretty fun. It's just a unique game. I never played really much anything like this, and the cover art's just awesome on it. Rainbow Islands. Never even heard of this game. Apparently it's in the Bubble Bobble universe. This kid goes into the Bubble Bobble universe or something. The official name for it is Rainbow Islands, The Story of Bubble Bobble 2. I believe that's it. Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth. This is a fun game. I played like the first level of it. You're in a ship and you kind of shoot, and it's a shooting game. I only played the first stage of it, but apparently there's different kinds of modes of play in this game, like a side-scrolling shooter and other kind of modes. But happy to have Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth again. Another game I never even heard of as a kid until much later. Never played it, never saw it anywhere. That's what I love about the NES. There's so many good games out there that you just don't know about. You can pick up, relatively cheap now. So happy to have that. I did pick up one other game, Wings, too. I have a poster of it from Nintendo Power I remember seeing, so I picked it up for $2.50, but it does not work. I cleaned it, and I opened it up, and the traces are kind of nicked. So if anybody knows how to repair circuit board traces so I can get this working again. I'd like to know. I was thinking I could put a drop of solder on there, but I'm not too sure. So if anybody can help me with that, that'd be awesome. So yeah, that's everything I got. Hope everybody's having a great summer. And I've been trying to stream a lot more. I'm going through Castlevania Symphony of the Night right now, and just entered the Upside Down Castle, about 40% through that. I beat Death. I got the Alucard sword. First time playing that game, despite playing all the Game Boy Advance ones and the DS Castlevania Metroid-style adventure games. And it's very fun. Very, very fun game. So yeah, I've been streaming a lot more and love that. I love streaming because I don't really know a lot of people who play games, and even if I stream and nobody's watching, it feels like somebody's watching. So I love that feeling of like playing games with other people, and not a lot of people get to experience that. So if you do, you're fortunate, and look, you know, really appreciate that. So hope everybody has a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.